What is up, people? BP here, and today we're going to be talking about when you should get married. Yes, that's right, tying the knot and risking it all and possibly losing basically your entire estate that you may own, your income, your kids, yes, everything, dude. As a guy, it's not easy because guess what? When you make that decision to tie the knot and say, I do, well, essentially you're saying, hey, here I am. Take me for everything I've got because I'm the biggest sucker you've ever met in your life. But it's all for a good reason if you're doing it for the right reasons, like having children. I believe that marriage is an establishment created by God. It's a good thing. And yeah, if that's something you really want to do, by all means, just understand that when you play this game called marriage, there is some risk involved that you need to be fully aware of. And as a man, you have some serious disadvantages, especially in a free world like the United States. Because guess what? In one day, your very wife of 18, 20 years could take you for everything you've got. She could take your house and you move across the city into a small one-bedroom apartment. She could take your income by having you pay alimony or child support. And she could possibly be in a whole new relationship, cheating on you with your best friend or even your brother, and there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, and by the way, because she is a mother, she has dibs on those kids as long as she's not addicted to drugs, alcohol, etc. If you can't prove that she's unfit, yep, the judge is going to see her side of the story and be like, nope, she gets custody and she can keep those kids from you at any given time. So is this a reason to hate women? No, I'm not advocating that we hate women. I'm simply advocating that you cover your ass. Make sure you understand the risks involved when you get married because, well, if you don't, you could be in for a world of heartache. And I've known too many people that has been through a divorce and it utterly ruined their lives. And yeah, I don't know what else to say about that other than they are utterly ruined. God rest their souls. So anyways, guys, make sure you cross your T's, dot your I's, do some research, and don't take marriage very lightly. And the question of this video really is marriage something a man should do? And in my personal opinion, it is not. Unless you're planning on having kids, because guess what? As a man, you need to have complete control of not just your finances, but of your life. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump right into this video. We're going to be looking at Fresh and Fit's little podcast they did a couple days ago. And do they have any good, valid points? And what about the girls? Do they have any good, valid points? We're going to be looking at both sides and judging the situation. And I'm going to be giving my insight because guess what? Something like this is pretty important. So let's go ahead and get right into this, people, because I've got things to do today. What is up, people? BP here, and let's go ahead and get right into this little video and see if these guys know what they're talking about and what kind of input I can give you guys so you can steer clear of some gold-digging, no-good women. Okay? Here we go.
All right, so here's my question.
Sure.
What type of women are you into?
Me?
Personally.
Are we? Oh shit! Are we gonna put me on the spot here? Like, what are we talking from a looks perspective or personality perspective?
Sure. Let's start with looks.
I mean, attractive. I mean, I don't really discriminate. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have certain things that I don't like, but I mean, we don't have to get into that.
No, get into it.
Yeah, attractive.
Speak to Mike, please.
Yeah.
What size is attractive to you?
What size?
Yeah.
Shit, y'all trying to get me a girlfriend here or something?
I'm just wondering.
I mean,
She said yes.
where are we getting with this? Because if I describe,
wondering, like, what's your ideal like woman size?
well, is this you asking this or is this her
This is
asking
me
this?
asking
That's her.
this. We're a
asking
team.
you, yeah.
All right, let her ask her question
All
and then we
right.
can go to you.
All right.
Go
so
ahead.
you said attractive. So let's say a very attractive,
Thank you.
So they can hear you.
supermodel looking woman
Sure. Sure. Yeah.
wants to be your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Okay. We're talking like Victoria's Secret supermodel.
Sure.
Are you going to ask her to take all of her photos down? She can't be a model anymore. She has to sit home, cover her body. Or are you going to make her a trophy wife?
So that's a good question. So number one, I wouldn't wife a Victoria's Secret model like at all. I would not do that because the thing is this:
Okay. Sports Illustrated. I
The
don't know,
only-
Maxim.
I would not, and I'll tell you why. I'll
There's
tell you why.
options.
I would not. When if I'm gonna get married to a woman, I already know in the back of my mind I'm getting married to a woman for the sole purpose of children. There's really no other reason to get married to a woman as a man in 2021 unless you want to have
So
children.
Adriana
This is
Lima wants to
sad.
have a child with you, and you're going to say no.
I don't know who that is.
Okay.
But
no.
but the thing is that yeah, I don't know
Never
who that
mind.
is. But
No, she's pretty hot, but she wants the streets.
yeah. Yeah, so so beauty comes second to the woman's character because this is going to be the mother of my children. So because
But
here's the thing
you
with
said
looks.
I'm into attractive women.
Of course.
Okay, but now you're talking brains, not beauty.
No, character.
Character.
Character doesn't necessarily have
Okay.
to deal with her
Gotcha.
intelligence.
Mhm.
I'm looking for a woman that's going to be a good mother to my children. And a big part of her being a good mother to my children is she can't have a past.
She can't have a past.
A woman that has a past no longer qualifies to be in my future
How
with
old are
my
you?
children. I'm 31.
31. So
Yeah.
what are we talking about? Like 19 and under is what you're looking at? Because
Yeah, like,
But what if her past is her testimony?
right?
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
I'm
Well, she
saying,
can,
like, it's
well, she
true.
can go testify in another court, not mine.
are you gonna
Like-
look for a 30-year-old virgin?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
No,
here?
well, here's the thing. I'm gonna date a woman definitely somewhere between the ages of 18 to 24.
18 to 24.
You think 18's okay for you?
Yes.
Like freshly 18
yes.
as a 31-year-old?
Yes.
Fresh and fit.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Interesting.
legal.
What's wrong-
and,
what's wrong with that?
Why does
He
on the
said it-
18th birthday does it all change? You
Because
think the
it's illegal.
mental is completely different? Just
I
coming
mean-
because I'm like the youngest one in this room. So I'm just curious.
Are you aware of the fact that men are attracted to women for far different reasons than women are attracted to men?
I 100% understand that.
Okay, what are men attracted to in women? Because I want to see if you know.
I was just asking you, what size of woman do you like prefer?
Okay, well, I'll answer that here in a second. But
Okay.
going back to you, so you were saying, where were we? So I was just saying, yeah. So a woman's beauty comes second to her character.
Mm-hmm.
So in other words, I'm going to take a woman that doesn't have a past, that's attractive enough to be the mother of my children. Because at the end of the day, looks fade, but character stays.
But without a past, how could you develop character?
Wow. I agree. Yeah.
What do you mean?
Character comes from what you went through, the trials and the testings that you've been through in life. You can't develop character if you don't have a past.
What? Don't go to dicks.
So
No,
how
her-
could you go for a woman?
No,
with
she
character if
that
she
character
don't-
can be developed from her being with a good family, from her father teaching her how to be a good woman, to be a good she becomes a good daughter under his authority, and then she comes to me as a good woman, and then from there she goes under my
But I'm
leadership.
going to be
What is
honest
this
with you. Everybody has a
leadership?
past.
Yeah. What is this
Every
past that
woman.
you're talking about?
that
Are you
does
talking
not
about like past
that does not mean that I have
guys?
to that does not mean that I have to tolerate it. I'm not marrying a woman that has a promiscuous past. Period.
Okay,
for
so
marriage.
promiscuous.
For marriage, yeah, for marriage.
That's a whole
That's
different story.
well, ladies, you guys got to understand that when we're talking about that, we're talking about her past sexuality. Like if it's
Okay.
gonna be the woman that's gonna be the mother of my kids, I'm gonna screen extremely hard for that.
But sometimes.
Okay, so here we have Fresh and Fit having a pretty face-to-face conversation here with these lovely ladies about marriage and what it entails and what kind of woman would you marry. And in my personal experience, I married both a supermodel type and I have married the butt ugly type, and I was screwed by both women. Neither one of them really did any better than the other. However, I will say this about the cultural differences. My first wife was white. My second wife was black. I will say that at least my second wife, who was a black woman, by the way, she was a Jamaican black woman, not American black woman. I will say that she at least wants me engaged with the kids. And what I've noticed about black women is that they usually typically want the man, the father, involved with their kids, as has been the case and the experience with my second wife. So good job, second wife. I appreciate you at least wanting me to be involved. And I would say we're on pretty decent terms, not the best of terms, but we do communicate. And I do get to see the kids as often as is feasible. But, as far as what Fresh and Fit says, he's like, look, if a woman has a past and she's too much of a slut, I'm not going to marry her. And, I mean, that's a typical male response, in my opinion. It's like a lot of men really screen women with their sexuality and their sexual history. And me personally, I think that matters zero, zilch. It doesn't matter at all, okay? Because here's the reality of it, guys. A woman, no matter who she is, whether she's pretty or ugly, fat or skinny, whatever kind of woman you choose, typically has been with at least 3 to 5 men by the time you've met her, okay? And with women these days, that have access to clubs, they have access to Tinder, they have access to men at any given time of their lives. Sex becomes so available to them. So can you really screen out the ones who are slutty from the ones who are pure as the driven snow, as they say? And the truth is you cannot, because honestly, a woman is going to do what she wants, whether or not you like it or not. She could be having sex with your best friend and you would never know about it as a guy. So the truth is, when it comes to marriage, I do agree with Myron on this one thing, that if you are to get married as a man, the only sole benefit that you would have to getting married is for the purpose of starting a family and having children. But other than that, I feel like a man is better off just simply having a girlfriend, a relationship. But I mean, really, does it matter? Not really. The main issue at hand is, the biggest risk at hand as a man is having kids. So whether you have kids out of wedlock or in marriage really doesn't matter. It's still equally just as risky, because guess what? She could put you on child support and ruin your life. But if you're married, I've seen it. Guys who've been married before, and they split from the girl. I mean, with no assets tied to each other, no kids involved. It was a quick, easy break, and they went their separate ways and led completely separate lives, and things were great. So it's really up to you, man. I mean, if you want to get married and stick to the traditional route, there's nothing wrong with that. Me personally, I've been there, done that. I'm probably not going to get married again, but who knows? Okay, and there was one other thing that I wanted to address. Something that the girl said at the beginning, something about, would you marry a Victoria's Secret model? And if you did, would you make her take down all her photographs and her social media and blah, 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 blah. Let's go ahead and take a look at that.
Put me on the spot here. Like, are we talking from a looks perspective or personality perspective?
Sure, let's start with looks.
I mean, attractive. I mean, I don't really discriminate. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I have certain things that I don't like, but I mean, we don't have to get into that.
No, get into it. Yeah.
Yeah, attractive.
Speak
Yeah.
to Mike, please.
Yeah.
What size is attractive to you?
What size?
Yeah.
Shit, y'all trying to get me a girlfriend here or something?
I'm just wondering.
I mean,
She said yes.
where are we getting with this? Because if I describe,
wondering, like, what's your ideal, like, woman size?
well, is this you asking this or is this her
This is
asking
me
this?
asking.
That's her.
this. We're a
asking
team.
you.
All right, let her ask her question and then we can go to you.
All right,
Go
so
ahead.
you said attractive. So let's say a very attractive,
Thank you.
So they can hear you.
supermodel looking woman.
Sure, yeah.
wants to be your girlfriend.
Yeah,
Okay. We're talking like Victoria's Secret supermodel.
sure.
Are you going to ask her to take all of her photos down? She can't be a model anymore. She has to sit home, cover her body. Or are you going to make her a trophy wife?
So that's a good question.
You damn right that's a good question. I tell you what I would do, because I've been with supermodel women. If we're talking about marriage, and please, people, if you're trying to get a hold of me right now, you are not, because, yeah, I'm busy. Let me turn that off for a second. Okay, so to answer this question for Mr. Myron, first of all, if we're talking about an Instagram model, if we're married, things have got to change, sweetheart. We are not putting up with you just advertising everything to the world. Okay, we're talking about traditional relationship type values. Okay, so if you and me get together and you're a beautiful model and we're in a relationship and you're an Instagram model, okay, and what do I mean by an Instagram model? Well, let's go ahead and take a look. Instagram model. So if you're something like this, okay, and you put it all out there for the world to see as an Instagram model or whatever, okay, if we get married, which means a traditional relationship, that is going to change, okay? So I'm going to ask you to be a bit more appropriate for the public eye, for the public scrutiny. Stuff that's classy, it's fine, okay? And guys, here's another thing, okay? No matter what, okay, if your woman is beautiful or not, okay, you're going to have to deal with the fact that men will always try to talk to her on Instagram, on Facebook, or in person, okay? You cannot control that, okay? Can you go out there and stop all the men from talking to your woman, whether she is as revealing as this, or possibly as modest as this? She looks somewhat modest, I guess. I don't know if you can find a modest picture here, but I guess here's a more regular sort of picture. I mean, if your girl is posting more regular stuff like this online, even with that, can you really stop a woman from talking to the men that inbox her? And the truth is, no, you cannot. You have zero control over, excuse me, that monster is making me burp. You have zero control over, number one, what those men do. And number two, you have zero control over what she does. Why are you going to drive yourself insane by trying to control what she does and what the men do? Listen, man, if my woman wants to go talk behind my back and cheat on me, that's fine. Because guess what? The moment I figure it out or put two and two together, okay, if we're married, that's a game changer. And either A, I could decide to kick her to the curb, or B, we could talk it out and possibly come to a solution, depending on how valuable that relationship or marriage is to me. I might consider forgiving her. So, but in either scenario, I am not going to worry about it because, number one, do you see how good looking I am? I'm not going to worry about it because I could go down the street and pick up another woman just like that. I don't need to be, well, it's not even about looks at this point because I could be ugly. The point is that I have the confidence level to say, who cares? Because guess what? Women are like the city bus. There'll be another one in about 5 minutes. So if this one doesn't work out, guess what? I go get another one. It's not a big deal. So I'm not going to waste my time and energy trying to control what my girl posts on Instagram, because guess what? If I like her enough, I'll put up with her bullshit and she will put up with mine if she's into me that much. So, yeah. But, I mean, if we're not married, if we're just kind of seeing each other, I really don't care what you do. Just don't embarrass me. That's all I ask. And pretty much have a don't ask, don't tell policy. So, anyway, let's go ahead and jump back into this podcast, see what else they have to talk about, and finish out this video.
Like the worst, like past, like the most promiscuous or whatever you want to say, like that been through the worst torment, develop the most character, and they become the best vessels of honor that walk around earth. You understand?
They can stay over there.
Nope.
I felt that.
Yeah, I'm
Stay over
saying
there.
like there's so many people out there.
There's several studies that show that the higher a woman's previous partner count, the higher the propensity for her to divorce and or not be a dutiful wife. And
I'm
cheating
saying
goes
there's
up
so
too.
many people out there that's been through the worst torment and fear. Growing up, they probably got raped, but these people grow up to be the best vessels of honor. They walk around earth. They're strong, powerful people, you know.
All right, so I'm just gonna make this very simple. If I told you jump out of a plane, your parachute has a 10% chance of deploying, would you jump out of the plane?
I wouldn't do anything that I wouldn't be led to do, you know.
Okay, I'm asking a very simple question. If you were going to jump out of a plane with a parachute, right? And I told you the parachute only has a 10% chance of deploying, which means it has a 90% failure rate, would you jump out of the
I
plane?
wouldn't.
You would not, right?
No.
Okay, so it would be stupid for me to take a chance, even though it's possible that I could find a woman with a trauma in her past and everything that could be a good wife. It'd be stupid for me to take the chance and wife her up and then come in the next day and see her sucking my friend's dick and then saying, oh my God, fuck. And then she can divorce me and take all my money and my resources and everything else and take the kids away from me because I wanted to operate on a possibility instead of a probability.
And she also gets alimony.
But there's very few people out there, you know. I'm saying few. There's a
Okay,
few.
well, we don't operate on possibilities. We operate on probabilities. It'd be very stupid of me to tell guys, okay, you know what, man? Even if a girl has a past, accept her and take the risk. No, men have way too much risk when it comes to marriage to make stupid decisions like that.
You know, but like it's not every day you're gonna find a wife who's perfect, who has this perfect life, who grew up like.
I'm not saying she got to be perfect. I'm saying she's got to be damn near perfect, though.
She needs to be freshly 18.
But the most perfect people are the ones
Nobody's
that went through the
perfect.
testimony, that went through the.
No, but
Guys, so this is a perfect example, and I'm not saying this to like make it, because I kind of let you drone on there, and the point, this is what I've noticed because we've interviewed hundreds of women now at this point, and don't worry, you'll get your chance to ask your questions.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for mine too.
Like
My turn.
women get the privilege of operating in Disney fairy tales. So everything you've mentioned is an exception to the rule. Maybe you could find this, maybe you could find that. It's possible.
Because
it's possible.
I like to look.
Hold on, let me finish.
Okay.
That's the difference between men and women. We have to operate in a fact-based reality. So if I'm a lion, right? Someone can't tell me, hey, man, you know what, dude? I'm sure there's a gazelle out there for you somewhere. You'll be able to eat. Don't worry about it, man. It'll come to you. Don't worry. It's just going to come. No, I got it. You got to tell the lion the truth. Hey, you're going to have to stalk your prey late at night. You're going to have to hide in the water. You're going to have to, use like 3 other lionesses with you and attack this lion, this gazelle together, as a team. You have to understand uncomfortable truths and unflattering realities to increase your likelihood of winning, because life isn't fair and life isn't sunshine and rainbows.
But there's also people out there.
Hold on.
All right.
As an attractive young woman, you get the benefit of operating in a Disney fairy tale. Men don't, though.
That's the faith that I have. I'm just a faithful person.
But you're in a privileged position because men come to you. You understand? Men come to you. So you're in a position where the guys come to me. I can kind of, it's just happening. Men don't get that privilege. They have to go out there. They have to make the money. They have to become successful. They have to gain the confidence. They have to get in shape. And then they have to vet the woman to make sure she's not going to come in and fuck up and destroy the kingdom that they built.
And maybe,
And operating on maybes and possibilities and it could happen and should have or whatever. Nah, man, we don't teach that here. We teach guys, increase your likelihood of success every single time. So how do you increase your likelihood? Deal with a woman that doesn't have a past so she won't fuck up your future. Period.
That's a different mindset. That's a mindset that I don't roll with.
Well, you're a woman. That's why. You don't have to worry about these things because you're not dealing with women. Your job is to find the best guy that can take care of you and your future offspring. Our job is to find the best woman that can hold onto that offspring and not fuck up our future in the process.
I feel like
Merch.
when it comes to finding a guy, the woman don't really have to look. I feel like the guy will always come to the woman.
Exactly.
course.
When it comes to finding your husband, you ain't even got to go out there and search. The husband
Which proves
will
my
always
point.
come to the woman.
Which proves my point. But what you don't know is that husband has to go through trials and tribulations to get to that point where he's even appealable to you as a potential husband. That's the difference.
And women go through the trials and tribulations too.
Yeah, but hoeing around is
really.
not tribulation. That's just being a hoe.
Well, you
All
can't
right.
really say.
So she was talking, and you kind of just cut her off there.
Oh, my bad. I'm
so,
sorry.
but I just wanted to go on there just to kind of prove my point that like men and women live different realities. I could never have that mindset as a guy and be successful. It's just gonna come to me, whatever. Like guys can't be that way.
Yeah.
So I think what he's trying to prove here is that, women have a slight advantage in the dating world and in the marriage world. So, there's very little risk involved with women, in his opinion. For women, there's just very little risk. You simply sit around, look pretty all day, and wait for men to come to you, and then you just simply select the man that you want to impregnate you and marry you. It's pretty simple. And then whenever you decide that it's over, you simply break it off, move on to something else. And it's really no sweat off your back because, well, life just sort of hands women all these great advantage. Life just sort of hands women a lot of different perks. Like he was trying to say, it could screw up a man's future by putting him on child support, taking his assets, like his home, his cars, whatever. Like women really don't realize how much power they really have in society. Maybe they do, and they're just straight snakes and sharks trying to find their next big sucker. But in all fairness, women do have a lot of risk at hand in the dating world and in the marriage world, because guess what? If you get pregnant by the wrong man, you're stuck to raise a child alone with no help, and possibly this guy will avoid child support at any cost by, either A, getting a cash job, or going to jail and just sitting his ass in jail because he doesn't give a shit. All right. So some men will do that. They'll be like, I don't care. Haul me off to jail. I'm sitting in there. I'm not paying shit. So you as a woman definitely have to be selective as far as, what you're going to do when it comes to children. And the best option for a woman is definitely to get married to a man who is successful and who does have money. And as a man, you should definitely prepare for the financial cost and risk of knocking a girl up, which means, in my opinion, you should probably get a net worth that's $100 grand or more. And then once you have that, then you can decide, okay, I'm ready to have kids. That's just my opinion. And also with that, let's say if you're a multimillionaire, right? Like a lot of these basketball players who get put on child support and end up paying like $1 million a month to these no good women. Honestly, what better option they could have done is make their money in their career first, build their net worth up. Okay, maybe you have 10 million at the end of your career. That's a low number, but if you have 10 million at the least, okay, you get out of the NBA, retire, or just simply separate from it, and then go get a regular job. So at that point, when you get that regular job, you settle down and you start having kids with that regular job. All right, your net worth, you keep a secret, okay? Hide your money somewhere. Don't let anybody know how much you have. Definitely don't let your wife know or your girlfriend know. And then you can, at that point, decide, okay, I'm ready to knock this girl up, have a child, and then if she decides to leave when that child is, let's just say she leaves the moment that child is born, and she goes to the judge and says, put him on child support, I want his money. Guess what, dude? You're so freaking filthy rich that even if she was granted child support because you work a regular job, you're a multimillionaire, and she does not know that, neither does the judge. She's going to put you on child support paying $500 a month, which is chump change to you, right? So you cover your ass and you're protected. Huh. Problem solved. Risk mitigated, okay? So that being said, guys, the point is, if you go into this thing called marriage or having kids, be financially secure first and then decide, okay, I'm ready to settle down and have kids. In the meantime, all right, you don't have to be like these guys and bed 100 women in a lifetime. You could simply bed a couple, and quality over quantity is definitely the way to go. So, but I think the thing that these guys really focus on is trying to teach other men how to not be a simp or an idiot, okay? As a guy, it's very easy to fall into various traps by women, because why? They're so beautiful, and a lot of them are cunning and intelligent, and they know that men are lonely and desperate, and they prey upon that to their advantage. And not just women, but also like even businesses or dating apps and all kinds of stuff out there really will prey upon your desperation for love, and you will find yourself in some really bad situations as a guy. And let's go ahead and continue and finish out this video, see what these guys have left to say. I'm trying to think, was there anything here that they were talking about that I needed to address? Oh yeah, you know, basically the girl here, this black girl, she's pretty much just saying like, hey, you know, what if you have a bad past? You know, you've slept with a few men. You know, does this disqualify me from being a wife material? Okay, and in her defense, okay, I would take her side, because in this case, like, hey, let's be realistic here, guys. Most women that you meet have access to sex a lot easier than you do, okay? So therefore, their body count is likely to be much, much higher than yours. And you can't fault them for that. You can't just say, nope, I'm going to marry a virgin, because guess what? There's very few virgins out there, okay? And the ones that I have met personally, I've taken their virginity, they tended to be 18 years old or possibly early 20s. Like, you are not going to find a 25-year-old virgin. It's not going to happen, okay? A lot of these girls sucked off some dude from Tinder or some guy at the club and freaking got their backs blown out by the whole football team sometimes, okay? But that's a woman for you. You either are going to hate them or love and accept them for who they really are. And don't be a fool and think that, well, they're one way when they're actually a whole nother way. So my stance is, you need to just accept the facts that women are who they are. Love them for what they are. They're beautiful creatures. They have a past. So what? So do you. All right, who's the bigger whore here? Okay, you would probably sleep with the most beautiful woman that comes across your path any given day of the week, okay? Women at least have some decency to turn men down, okay? But, you know, flip the script, and, you know, if you're given the opportunities that they're given with beautiful women, you would be the biggest whore of all. So men are bigger whores, in my opinion, and can typically be bigger hypocrites because, I don't know, we just are sometimes. Okay, that being said, let's go ahead and finish out the video, and let me know what you guys think.
Yeah,
Well, go
guys
ahead,
definitely
continue.
put in work.
Kind of threw me off the topic, but I think what my question
We're discussing
to you
how
was,
her looks are not as important
I think
as the future.
She was asking.
Oh well, I just
But she
wanted to
didn't
go back
finish.
to
No,
the
no,
original.
She didn't finish fresh. She didn't finish.
She didn't.
She didn't finish. Yeah.
okay. So the point was, you're into attractive women,
Penis, please.
and
You gotta speak in the mic. Yeah, there you go.
you're into you're into attractive women, and there was a scenario of you being with a very successful, powerful, beautiful supermodel.
Yeah.
Are you going to have her sit home, cover her body, take her Instagram down, or are you going to be proud of who she is?
I wouldn't marry her in the first place. I wouldn't marry her in the first
It's
place.
simple,
That's the thing. I wouldn't. A woman like that wouldn't be a good candidate as a wife and, more importantly, mother of my children. And I'm willing to sacrifice a notch or two in beauty for the long standing benefit of her being a good mother to my children. That takes precedence over
We're not
everything.
just talking beauty here. We're talking about
Like her. Well, you mentioned strong and independent in income, right? Money.
anything.
Would it be fair to say that men don't care about a woman's income?
Oh, trust me, they do.
I know that sounds shocking.
It says it in the Bible. It does says men are the providers. So why would the men care about what the woman is providing? When he's the
that's
provider?
the
We
truth.
really
This is
don't.
not Bible days.
Yeah,
This is
but-
2021.
No, I get that.
And they
End of the
care.
Bible.
Ladies,
You know, the end times.
I'll tell you this,
That
and this
revelation,
is also something that is not commonly stated, but the more,
Yo, Trey's cracking up.
yeah,
Bible verses. Trey, you okay?
yeah, Pastor Trey in the back.
Am I the first person to mention the Bible on the show?
No. We brought it up plenty of times,
All right.
and other religious scriptures too. I know this sounds crazy, but like guys, really, like the more money a man makes, the less he cares about how much money a woman makes. If I'm gonna be
makes
1,000 with you, look at any celebrity, athlete, musician, whatever it is, who's with them, a young, attractive girl, like. Her status and her money comes second to her beauty. Like men look at women for far different things than women look for at men. For women, a man's status and independence and strength and power matters. For men, it doesn't. As a matter of fact, I would argue the more powerful and more money a woman makes, the more it hurts her potential to find a guy.
And if the
Yeah,
guy
that's
actually
facts.
cares about your
That's
money,
facts.
that's a red flag because that guy
Red flag,
is
yeah.
probably broke as shit.
Hey, we're still trapped.
Okay, so as we can see here, the question was brought up once again. Hey, if you get married to this beautiful woman, are you going to let her be, are you going to continue to let her be who she is, which is beautiful and powerful and blah, 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 blah? Or are you going to tell her, hey, take that shit down, sit at home and cover up? And you have the official answer, which is what I'll give you, and then you'll have the personal answer, which I will also give you. So the official answer should be from any man is take that shit down and freaking cover up. All right, that's the official answer. And my personal answer is this, that, hey, if you were to meet a girl in a strip club, right, and she's the stripper, right, she's the top stripper, she's beautiful, okay, and as a man, you walk in there and you win her over, right, and she falls in love with you. You guys end up getting married, all right? Now the question becomes, what do you do at this point? Do you as the husband tell her, hey, it's time to stop stripping and go get a regular job? Or option B, hey, continue stripping. I like to show you off. I think you're beautiful. Me personally, I would probably tell her, hey, like, since we're married now and this is official, I'd like for you to try to find another job. And if she has a problem with that, we're getting a divorce. No questions. No ands, ifs, or buts. I'm not going to be like, hey, no, it's cool. I like it that other men try to talk to you. I like that you're the most, I like the fact that you show off your body and this and that. No, if we're married, we're having kids, you're stopping that shit, you're getting off the stage and you're finding a real job. And if you try to argue with me about it, you're out of here. We're getting a divorce, period. And I've done that before with other girlfriends. On the flip side to that, if we're not getting married and we're just together, okay, we're not having kids, we're just boyfriend and girlfriend, I might put up with that shit and just be like, who cares? Show her off to my buddies. And I mean, in that case, when kids are not involved, and I would say this is mostly true for 99.9% of all my relationships, that when we get together, I do not ask her to change anything about her. I let her be exactly who she is. I don't care if she is a stripper, and I don't care if a million dudes look at her, because guess what? She's with me and she comes home with me at night, and I can be proud of that. So I can definitely let her continue her hustle on like Instagram or Facebook, and it's cool. It doesn't matter, because guess what? I'm smashing, you're not. You can kiss my ass and go get one just like her if you want to, but you're not going to get with her because she's loyal to me. So in that respect, you have two extremes. One extreme is get the hell out of my house. What are you doing? Straighten up. We got a family to work on. And then extreme number two is, hey, y'all can kiss my ass. This is my girl, right? So typically, I mostly go with option two, and that's because I already have kids. I don't need any more. So any woman that gets with me nowadays, I feel free, very free to just show her off for who she truly is, for how beautiful she really is. And whether or not she's a hoe or not, it's none of my business. So it's just kind of like, hey, she's either going to be loyal to me and treat me right, or she's going to be kicked to the curb one way or another. So, I mean, it's just kind of all, situational, or I should say individual basis. So if she's doing shit I really don't like, and I'm not willing to put up with that, it's like one of those deal breakers, I'm kicking her to the curb. But for the most part, it's a don't ask, don't tell policy. I don't need to ask what you're doing. You don't need to ask me what I'm doing. And I don't need to tell you. You don't need to tell me. As long as we consistently get on the days that we're supposed to, and you're consistent with me, I'll be consistent with you. And that's how it is. So, guys, don't be so dogmatic about it. When your girl's like, she's wanting you to let her show herself off to the world because she is beautiful, and she wants you to accept her for who she truly is. And you should. You should let her be who she truly is, as long as you're not having kids in the picture. As soon as kids come into the picture, that shit's over with, man. You gotta straighten up and grow up, people. It's time to put that shit to the side and be an adult. So that's just my opinion. That's what I think. And if you guys agree with me, let me know. If you disagree with me, let me know. There is no right or wrong answer. Ladies, let me know what you think. Do you think guys are gross-ass pigs for telling you to cover up when you know for a fact they're smashing you behind closed doors? And it's like you're feeling like you're being, I guess, snuffed out. Your light's being snuffed out, so to speak. My opinion is, if you're a woman and you know your worth, you know exactly who you are, and you do want to feel pretty and validated, I mean, do what you want. Do exactly what you feel is best for you, as long as you're not having kids with this guy. Who cares what he thinks? He can kick rocks. Because at the end of the day, it's your body, it's your Instagram profile, it's your Facebook. You do what you want. And the only time you really need to straighten up is when things really start to get really, really serious. And then it's time to stop being a hoe, and it's time to start being a housewife. So you can't really mix the two. It just doesn't work. If you try to mix the two, you're just going to have to keep that shit a secret. I mean, all honesty, you can't just be like, oh yeah, we're going to live carefree. It doesn't work that way. Not in a marriage. It does not work that way. All right, guys, that's pretty much all I have. I'm so sorry for the very long video, but hey, I hope it was enlightening. I hope it was fun, because yeah, this type of stuff is awesome. And you guys have a wonderful day. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought. And if you have any video suggestions, please let me know. All right. And you guys have a great day. I am BP, signing out.